For you to be who you need to be, you will not be able to stay where you are. The life you want to live is not within these walls. It's not within the confines of someone else's dream. It's imposed on you by circumstances that were dictated before you were even born, not designed by you. Sometimes it feels like everything is out of our control, like the choices we've made, no matter how intentional, weren't the right choices if they didn't deliver what we've asked for. But it's important to remember, to remind ourselves that sometimes what we ask for isn't actually what we need. We've gotten very used to living in a world where following someone else's lead is more common than following our own self-belief, where trust in systems outweighs our trust in self. But after seeing these systems more clearly now, most of them weren't built to last. They were built for a moment that doesn't exist anymore. So many people are aware of what's missing. And seeing what's missing, it isn't more stuff. It's not more money. There's enough stuff. There's enough money. What we're seeking is more aligned opportunities that allow us to live life with more peace, ease, and freedom. So when the systems we rely on to have our basic needs met require us to self-abandon, to conform, it's easy to lose hope. Because we've been told for so long that this is the way it has to be done. Until eventually, somebody does it differently, and we look at them and we say, see, it can be done differently. But even then, if you'll notice, we're looking for someone else to prove it to us. We're waiting for someone else to make the hard decision, to take the lead, to choose themselves, so that then they can signal to us that we can choose ourselves. Let this be your reminder that you can choose yourself anytime you want. You can become the person you dream of being, whether or not there's a paycheck associated with it. Because the most valuable thing that I've learned all year wasn't from the work that paid me. It was in the moments with people who have very little, but have created something significant. They've shown me how much potential there is in the small moments. And the most memorable moments were conversations and lessons learned with friends. The connection that helped me see what's missing within me. They showed me what it looks like to dig deeper, to ask the questions, especially when I felt low, and to have the wherewithal to come back to gratitude. To never lose sight of the possibilities, even when they feel fewer and further between. They encouraged me to consider how many times I thought of a better life before I got where I am, and how the moment I'm in right now is better than I could have imagined. You see, we're not totally unaware of our own autonomy. We're just not well practiced because we were conditioned to stay small, to fit in a box, and to justify all of it as a means to an end while sacrificing the parts of ourselves that shouldn't be stifled, the parts that should be celebrated. We're entering a new world. I think that's fairly clear to most people. And regardless of what you believe or where you live or what your current circumstances are, it's probably pretty safe to say that none of us really know what's coming. There are just too many variables. And that lack of predictability, while grossly alarming at times, is also something we can look at with curiosity. Something we can see as an opportunity to shed our old ways, to relieve ourselves from the obligation of other people's expectations, and to allow the deepest desires of our souls to come forward.